In Jade, Moonlight. Interior, Shanghai, dirty warehouse, Chun's office, day, 1936. Note, this scene is in Mandarin with English subtitles. Curtains shut out the sun as oil lamps dimly illuminate ripped chairs, an abacus, and ledgers beside the safe. Chun, 50, shaved head, lean and bat-faced scribbles, is an account ledger, ink staining his sharp fingernails. Chinese girl number 1, 16, in worn peasant clothes, hair disheveled, cries as two big men hold her arms.
Give me more time. I can pay my debt to you. Don't sell me to her brothel. I'll never get out.
Chun gives documents to one man, then flicks his wrist at both men, and they drag her away, weeping and screaming.
No, I'll die in her brothel. No!
The door slams behind them as her screams continue. Yuli Yang, 30, striking and elegant, hair in a bun, wears a red silk floral dress as she reads the New York Times. Peering over the newspaper, she looks angrily at the door as the screams go silent. Chun taps the ledger with his pen and studies at Yuli.
How many poor country girls have you destroyed?
She destroyed herself by borrowing my money.
You set impossible terms knowing they can't repay on time.
I make money, same as any businessman.
Only a monster like you would feel nothing.
I keep my emotions and business separate.
You've made more loans lately. Where did you suddenly get so much cash? Big Boss runs this part of Shanghai. Big Boss doesn't like competition in his territory.
Silence.
Big Boss would think you're trying to take over his territory.
Chun slams his dirty hand on the ledger.
Silence! I haven't sold your debts yet, only because you can read the American newspapers.
I will pay my debt. Not everyone is a fly trapped in your web.
Why do they say Michael Guthrie is coming here to Shanghai?
Michael is coming for hospital charity functions. There are pictures here of Michael and his brother George.
Yuli puts down the newspaper and sips her tea.
What else?
Michael's ship arrives today from the Philippines. There, he toured a hospital he helped build.
How long was he in the Philippines?
1 week.
He'd better stay here in Shanghai for only 1 week. Who else is arriving with the great Michael Guthrie?
He left the Philippines with 3 men, his secretary and 2 bodyguards.
That's all?
Chun grins, flashing his dark teeth.
Why do you care what that American does? What difference is one more foreigner here?
He's not coming with an army of private detectives to find his missing brother George?
Looking suspiciously at him, Yuli shakes her head.
Why am I scouring every newspaper for news of Michael Guthrie?
As soon as Michael leaves Shanghai.
You're afraid of him.
No, I'm not.
And after Michael leaves Shanghai?
Then you're no use to me and I'll deal with your debt.
They stare icily at one another. Then he smiles and pours himself a cup of tea.
You will sell my debts to me and no one else.
He laughs to himself, his stooped shoulders shaking.
Arriving with only 3 men to search all of Shanghai for his brother? I've already won.
She squints at him, trying to decipher his meaning.
Michael's a widower. He's just coming here for a good time.
No, for hospitals. It's George, his playboy brother, who likes a good time. George was here months ago, but then went missing.
Chun glances at a green, floor-length curtain on the wall. Following his eyes, she looks at the long green curtain.
Michael Guthrie will leave Shanghai empty-handed.
With his claw-like fingers, he scratches his chin as Yuli pours herself another cup of tea.
What do you mean?
Those Guthries, kings of American steel, richer than emperors. What I could be with a fraction of their money.
New York society thinks Michael belittled himself and his family by becoming a doctor.
Turning quickly at her, Chun drums his sharp fingernails on the ledger.
If you think you're going to sell my debts to that cow and her brothel, I borrowed your money to find my sister.
Idiot, trying to find her behind my back. It's over for you, Granny. You're 30. You're laughable, and everyone calls you Granny. You're getting wrinkles, wearing makeup. Younger girls are now mistresses to the foreigners, and you'll never get another one.
You know about being cast out, runt.
He slams shut the ledger.
Don't call me runt. I was set up, given the wrong address with that opium shipment. Big Boss should have not thrown me out, but I'll get my revenge. As for you, Granny, bidding on your debt begins when Michael Guthrie leaves Shanghai.
You tell me where my sister is when I buy my debt.
He scoffs at her.
Buy? With whose money? The Englishmen abandoned you, robbed you.
The Japanese attack scared him.
Interior, Yuli's big, fancy apartment. Flashback sequence. Yuli enters, shocked to find it empty.
After 12 years with you, that scared devil runs back to England, taking the money and jewelry he gave you.
In the empty bedroom, Yuli rushes to the closet to find only her beautiful dresses remain.
He left you with huge bills, so you borrowed even more from me. Now you can't even pay the interest.
Yuli opens a safe. Removing a jewelry box, she finds it empty. Opening more empty jewelry boxes, she throws them back to Chun's office. Crossing the floor, Chun looks out a window at a half-lit room below, where Chinese men lie on mats, smoking opium pipes. Yuli glances again at the long green curtain.
Come back in the morning to read all the newspapers.
I want to finish my tea before I leave.
He walks out, closing the door behind him. Going to the green curtain, she slides it aside and sees a door. Turning the handle, she slowly opens the door and discovers a man lying on the floor. Interior, intercut. Chun's office/secret room. Continuous. Quickly retrieving an oil lamp, Yuli returns to the man and lowers the lamp closely to his face. She catches her breath. George Guthrie, 38, sandy hair, pudgy-faced in a tailored suit, sleeps on a plush red mat beside an extinguished candle, an opium pipe beside him.
It's George. George Guthrie. Your brother's hospital business here is a cover. He's really coming to find you.